man, I've got 2 new toys and they're brand new. I saved it for this video. I guess you can call it an unboxing, man. I've got a brand new Shimano reel for the lure season. I've also got myself a brand new rod for the lure season. So we're going to open it up. We're going to check it out. And then later on, I'm going to show you how I spool up my spinning reel. So stick around. If it's your first time here and you're into fishing and all kinds of other fishing related stuff, consider clicking the subscribe button. It's in one of those corners. It looks like the little emblem says Angling Addict 75 on it. Just click it and you can subscribe. It's easy. Just do it. Just do it right now. Right, like I said, brand new reel, and it's not replacing my other one. I've got a Stratic FL 4000 from Shimano. It's a brilliant reel. However, I've just got a new setup. I've got a longer rod this season, so I can cast out. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try and get this done. However, we have a special guest, and that is, say hi.
What are you doing?
It's a special guest. She jumps in and out, and she makes noises and all sorts of stuff. So I apologize, but I guess it'll add to the ambiance. Like I said in the beginning, we've got some new toys. I've got a brand new reel for this lure season. I've got a brand new rod for this lure season. It is a Major Craft Triple Cross, the EU Custom. So for me, man, that's a banging rod. And this bad boy right here. Bang! On my current setup, I've got the Stratic FL on there in size 4000. This is also a 4000, and this apparently is the upgrade from the Stratic. So let's check it out. You've got your parts list here. I like the shape of these handles. It's kind of like ergonomically correct. And the meat and potatoes of it is here. It is a beautiful looking reel. Beautiful piece of kit. This is the first time I got it out of the box. Let's get the handle on there. Because it's just a one-way handle, you get it on there, hold the spool, and just tighten her up like so. Bang. And look at that, baby. It is smooth, 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 man. Smooth. The gear ratio on this reel is 6.2 to 1, meaning that this spool turns 6.2 times per 360 degrees of the handle. So you've got 6 times. There you go. There's 6. And it is a nice piece of kit. It's got 24 pounds of drag pull on it. That's plenty. That's enough. You're not going to use all that. I don't care if you get a double figure bass or not. You're not going to use 24 pounds of drag. It's 7.6 grams. What is it? 7.6 ounces. Couldn't be grams. I'm crazy. So take this off. The only thing that I've noticed on this, if you're going to use braid with this spool, you're going to need to put some backing on it, and when we spool it up, I will show you why. So there you go. Let's go spool it up. Like I said, you're going to want to put a backing on this spool, because if you don't and you just put braid onto this spool and you get a substantial fish on it, it's just going to spin and you won't be able to reel in and all that business. So you want the braid to set into something, and because there's nothing for it to grip on this spool, you'll need something else. What I use as a backing is just some regular old monofilament. Right now I'm going to use some ASO 15-pound mono, and I'll just put a little bit of that on, and then I'll attach the braid to it. The braid I'm using is the Berkeley Whiplash. It is 0.06 millimeter diameter, and it's 24-pound break and strain. This is banging stuff. If you want to get some braid that's not harsh on your wallet, man, this is good for it. I mean, I've got it on my Stratic, and I could probably pull a truck with it. And I'm going to put a Fluorocarbon Leader on. Now, a lot of people with leaders, they say it should be the rod length plus half. For beach casting, yes. For a lure rod for spinning, you don't need that much. You only need maybe at most 3 feet of Fluorocarbon Leader. Last season, I was using the HTO Nebula Fluorocarbon, 10 pound. But this season, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to give a try to the Savage Gear 100% Fluorocarbon, and we're going to see how that goes. So what we're going to want to do now is we're going to put our backing on. So basically, you're just going to want to spool the backing on like you would your regular line. You flip your bail arm open, and you take your monofilament line. I've only got the bottom half of my rod here. Just run it through the first eye like you would to regularly spool it up. I just like to use a regular overhand knot. It doesn't need to be anything serious. So we're going to snip this little tag end bit off as close as you can to the spool. Let's see what I can get here. Whoa. There we go. Take your line a couple of times and just wrap it around so it grips. And then flip your bail arm back over. And then you can turn your backing on. Like so. You want to hold some tension. Use your fingers and make some tension for the line so it doesn't get on there all sloppy. You only need a bit. Just enough for the braid, depending on how much braid you're going to put on. I mean, 300 meters comes on a spool of braid. You're not going to use 300 meters of braid. So I would fill up your spool with mono, maybe halfway. Right. Now we're going to want to attach our braid line to our backing line. So a knot that I use to do this is, I don't know what it's called, but it's good knot. You take your backing line and you want to loop it over. You take a braided line through the loop, pull a bit out that you've got to play with. Then you want to wrap that around your mono line 4 or 5 times. And holding all 3 lines, you want to go back down 4 times. Then you take this piece and go right through the loop that you've already made. And you hold all the bits. Make sure you lubricate this part, wet this part. And then you tighten it down. Like so. And there you go. That, man, is a super strong knot. Now your braid's attached to your mono backing. Cut the tag ends off. If I can grab it. And now you can start spooling on your braid. Put some tension on the line. And now you just start to spool your line on your braid. And what this mono does now is, because the braid is so thin, it gives the braid something to like set into, something to grip onto. Usually, you should wet this braid first. I haven't done it because I'll be killed if I bring a bucket of water in the front room. Usually I put enough line on so it's about just a hair below that lip. You don't want it too full. You want a little bit of that lip to show before it goes over the tapered bit. So now we will put leader on. When you tie your leader on, you use the same knot you did with the backing. Super strong. I've had the leader on my Stratic for it needs to be changed because it's been on it's been on there forever because the knot is banging. So you need about 3 feet of fluorocarbon. If I can get open, there we go. You don't need a whole rod length. You only need a bit. About 3 feet, man. So you fold this in half. So you've got a loop. You take the end of your braid. That goes up through the loop. Pull a little bit out because you're going to have to twist it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you go back down the line 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go through the same hole that you made the loop with. Grab all 4 strands, tighten it down just a little bit. Don't tighten it down all the way yet, because what do you have to do? You have to moisten it. Like so. Tighten it down a little bit more. And bang. There is a killer knot. Look at that. Cut the tag ends off. You don't want them flapping around. So you just cut those little guys off as close as you can. And there you go. You've got your braided line on your spool and about a 3-foot leader. Then you tie your lure clip onto the end of your leader. Get your lure on and you get it out in the water, man. And it's banging. It's awesome. I can't wait to use this setup. There we are. That is the Shimano Vanford 4000. We've put a backing on it. We've knotted that to the braid and we spooled it with braid and it's ready to go. A banging piece of kit. Love it. Look, this is just the way that I do it. If you do it another way and it's possibly a better way, this is a whole entire place for learning stuff. So let us know in the comments and yeah, man, happy fishing, tight lines. See you next time.